Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to /r/politics breakdown for the 12th of December 2018. And apparently, incoming New York Attorney General plans wide-ranging investigations of Trump and his family. Now, this is great. I'm really glad that a state attorney general is going to be investigating the president. I'm sure he's going to find a lot of stuff that Trump is doing illegally. I kind of flubbed that word. Illegally doing. He's going to get impeached, indicted, and deported. Trump's going to be out of here. I mean, there's nothing funny about this image. There's nothing. I need to calm down. All right, she's very qualified to be Attorney General, I'm sure. Elect Alicia. Okay. No, that's Letitia. If I understand, because I'm sure it's not Letitia. Says she plans to launch sweeping investigations into President Donald Trump, his family, and anyone in his "you go girl" who may have violated the law once she settles into her new job, because statute of limitations is just fucking throw that shit out the window. You don't need statutes of limitations. It happened 20 years ago. Let's fucking put him up on stand. Come on, guys. Let's hang this motherfucker. Let's get him out of here. Every area of the law to investigate President Trump and his business transactions and that of his family as well. Some probes she intends to pursue with regard to the president, his businesses, and family members. They include... So let me get this straight. This woman is going to just pick someone at no probable cause and just go hog wild. You know, this seems as if it might be some sort of investigation based upon heightened emotions that isn't coming from an extremely logical place. I think they've got a word for this. I think it's called a witch hunt. Yeah, I think this is some. I think they believe that Donald Trump is a witch, and they want to burn him at the stake. Any illegalities involving Trump's real estate holdings in New York, well, Christ almighty, let's just, these illegalities may have been there for years and years, but let's just investigate him now that he's president. Fuck it. It didn't matter before, apparently. The October New York Times investigation into the president's finances, which I'm sure was completely unbiased. There has never been... I mean, I'm only 24 years old. I know that I'm still a youngin' in the eyes of a lot of people, but I mean, this is beyond the pale. The June 2016 Trump Tower meeting with a Russian official, I mean, is that even within the realm of the New York State to investigate? I mean, did they break New York law? Come on, guys. Examine government subsidies Trump received, which were also the subject of the Times investigative work. Whether he is in violation of the annulments clause in the U.S. Constitution through his New York businesses. Continue to probe the Trump Foundation. Why? I don't understand why we can put so much spotlight on Donald Trump, but no one wants to put any spotlight on someone who is at least equally corrupt, Hillary Clinton, obviously. I don't understand why the focus needs to be on Donald Trump so much more than Hillary Clinton. I understand that, of course, he is the president now, and she was an official at one point in time, but excuse me, it seems to me that they are extremely biased against this man, and I do believe it is because he doesn't fall in line with establishment establishment policies. Is that a establishment? I don't want to say morals. What's a good word? He's not with the team. He's going rogue, as Sarah Palin would say. Mike Pence just cast a historic tie-breaking vote to confirm a judge the ABA called not qualified. Okay, Vice. I'm sure this is some investigative reporting. Thank you, GG Blocker. Let's go ahead and archive this URL. Here we go. We gotta wait for GG Blocker to archive this, or archive.is. I'm sure there's not going to be any bias in this Vice article. It's going to be very journalistic reporting that doesn't utilize any anonymous sources that may or may not exist. I should make a website. Hold on. Actually, I need to change the name of this stream because all I ever do is go live. I don't ever change the name of the stream. So let's fix that. YouTube live dashboard. You know the site's good when you have to Google for the section of the site you need because you can't find it through their UI. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and change this category, news and politics, public. Let's see here. I'm gonna copy this and put it into a paste bin. Oh. Uh-oh. Huh. That's weird. Oh, okay. It's just because I'm 21 by 9? Okay. Huh. They don't support 21 by 9 very well. Anyway, I gotta put this into a paste bin. Oh, here we go. There's some pieces missing. All right, let's see. Yeah, I never changed the description. I guess I should probably do that. Anyway. Rex Santos, okay. Vice President Mike Pence made history Tuesday with the last... Oh no, it's broken. Let's try again. Excuse me. Still a little sick. Let's see. Oldest. Archive. Let's try again. It didn't work. Okay. Save. You need to re-archive it. God damn it. Okay, well, yeah, this archive didn't really go through. I guess Vice doesn't want people to archive their shit. I guess I'll just give Vice money. Let's see. I'll read more. All right. Vice President Mike Pence made history Tuesday with the last-second tie-breaking vote to save, rather historically, a federal judge nominee the American Bar Association has deemed unfit to serve that role. That's a pretty big fucking claim. It was the first ever tie-breaking vote to confirm a federal judge nominee, in this case Jonathan Kobes, whom legal experts called a competent and capable... just not circuit judge material. The committee, I mean, he's great. He's capable, but the committee believes that Mr. Kobes has neither the requisite experience nor evidence of his ability to fulfill the scholarly writing required of a United States Circuit Court judge. Address to the Senate Judiciary Committee. None of the writing that we reviewed is reflective of complex legal analysis, knowledge of the law, or ability to write about complex matters in a clear and cogent manner. Qualities are essential for a circuit judge. The Senate voted 50-50 on Kobes for Missouri's 8th Circuit, leaving Pence the president of the Senate with a tie-breaking vote. Though tie-breaking Senate votes are essentially the vice president's only official role other than taking over for the president if he dies or resigns, it is the first time that's ever happened in a federal judge confirmation vote, according to legal experts. So what's he supposed to fucking do? I mean, if he wants this guy in, should he just fucking I don't know. I really don't know what to say. It's like, if he wants this guy in, here. Thank you, Vice. What's his name? Okay, John Kobes. Okay, let's see. Confirmed by tiebreaker in the Senate. Wins confirmation. Is this a local? No. Let's see. This seems like a less biased piece, by the way. Kobes, a Harvard Law School graduate, was a clerk for a woman after earning his law degree. So he worked under a circuit judge for a period of time. General Counsel, Senator Mike Rounds, since Rounds won a seat in 2014. Will be an excellent judge on the Court of Appeals for Rounds said in a release. He spent his career demonstrating his commitment to justice. Moved swiftly over the last 2 years to confirm federal judges. Opposes nomination. This is an example of very good quality journalism. This presents all of the facts. Here's what this group is saying. Here's what this group is saying. Here's what this guy did. The bar said something else. This is a very unbiased piece of journalism. This is great. This is good to read. Gave him a not qualified rating because he didn't produce enough writing samples to prove that. Okay, hold on. So this says there weren't enough writing samples. So the Bar Association didn't mention that fact, that there weren't enough writing samples to prove it. Leadership on civil and human rights was among the who took to social media. Those unqualified white. No, he's white. He's white. And that's a really good piece of journalism right there. Okay. I genuinely believe that the outrage here is that because this man is white. On Kobes. Hold their seats until they resign, die, or oh no, has been much higher for the nominees of previous presidents. Is it Secretary Trump's not qualified to be confirmed? Who was publicly... Yeah, it's an accusation that they couldn't prove. Had a big effect on the less scrutinized lower federal courts. And thanks, Vice. Okay, so this is a pretty biased piece. Here, let's see what this says. Let's read a comment on this article. Oh, this is really bad, guys. I'm going to tell you that this is really bad. Most of his cases should be overturned on appeal for grievous errors. Okay. They didn't specify that he didn't give enough. Oh, okay. Hold on. He served as part of another circuit court judge. He served as his secretary, whatever it said, for several years. So he must understand what these guys are doing. I mean, whatever. Qualifications don't matter when you're a Republican. That's what I would say. This Republican corruption, man, red people bad. Stunt at the border costs you election stunt at the border? Okay, I'm confused. I'm completely unaware to his election stunt. So let's see what this is talking about. The troops to the southern border, a mission that cannot in good conscience be called. Oh, yeah, another vocabulary word. Wait. Wait. Oh, okay. Only because at least Don Quixote. It's Quixie. It's not Quixie quote. It's Quixote. Or Quixote actually believed the windmills at which he was tilting were real monsters will cost American taxpayers at least $17 million. The real number is higher still because it includes Trump's activation earlier in the year of the National Guard to the border. Well, okay, if there are people that are trying to get into this country illegally and Border Patrol can't handle it, then why not dispatch the National Guard? I don't understand. Only talked about the so-called migrant caravan. The so-called migrant. I'm pretty sure it's a caravan of migrants. I don't know about you, which he framed as an invading army. Are you retarded? These are people. This is a little biased. Playing to the fears of white nationalists. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I think it's just. As lavishly as young, strong men, many of whom could be Middle Eastern. We don't know. As an annual event? And it's actually a group of asylum seekers. Well, okay, that's a fucking lie, because if they wanted to seek asylum, they would have done it in motherfucking Mexico. You stupid son of a bitch. I'm mad now. I'm pissed off. The ultimate irony, of course, is that the violence from which many of them are fleeing is a result of decades of American foreign policy. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Well, then why do they want to come here if we're evil white men? Any sense that Trump really believed that the caravan posed a real threat has been entirely stamped out by the fact that now the election is over and it serves purpose as boogeyman he's almost stopped mentioning except when pressed by the media. That's a pretty cynical take on the situation. Certainly he would not admit the key point, which happens each year. It happens each year? Well, this is the first fucking year that I've heard about it. Okay, I really fucking don't believe that. I really fucking do not believe that at all. That is a huge claim. Presidents have used military action for electioneering purposes before. It was just for election purposes, which meant that his... and deeply troubling moments of his whole administration when American Border Patrol forces fired tear gas into a crowd of migrants. You mean the people that were trying to illegally cross the border? Yeah, we're going to stop them from doing that because they're breaking the law. It's almost like this guy, I don't know, what does he want us to do? Is this person advocating for a bunch of people who are willing to break the law to enter this country? This awful scene. Tying themselves in knots. It's defend the indefensible. It's pretty defendable. You can actually put it... That's pretty funny. Well, that's pretty funny. This is a rag. This is a bunch of bullshit. Trump has blasted Mueller's team for political donations, but Attorney General nominee William P. Barr has given more than $500,000. Reporter says Trump stormed out of Oval Office after Pelosi-Schumer meeting. I bet he did. I bet he fucking did. This is the Hill. So first off, the reporter says, who is this person saying this? Okay, Trump, quote, stormed out. So this is just figurative language. So he could have just walked out in a hurry. Like, this line, these 5 words. I'm going to assume this is a lie. Anyway, Los Angeles Times White House correspondent Eli Stokols reported Tuesday that President Trump stormed out of the Oval Office after his contentious meeting with Democrat leaders and threw a folder of papers out of frustration. All right, well, is there can I see this? He's got his fucking duck face going. He stormed out of the Oval. He stormed out of the Oval, walked into an anteroom and had his hand in a folder of briefing papers, and he just scattered them out of frustration, threw them across the room. He's mad. He's oh well. Who knows what he could do? He could kill someone. This man's unhinged. He's crazy. This guy's over the line. Trump met Tuesday inside the Oval Office, where they clashed in front of cameras over terms of a government funding bill, and generated headlines after Trump pledged to shut down the government if he couldn't get funding for a wall along the southern border. He also said that he would take the blame for that shutdown if it occurred. He probably will. I'm proud to shut down the government for border security check. I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut down. I'm not going to blame you for it. Wait, what is this? That Trump was frustrated following the meeting. His old New York sparring buddy, he felt, got the better of him. This is okay. This piece of dreck talking about Trump. I can't handle this. This has 40,000 upvotes. And the comments are going to talk about Orange Man bad. This has 50. This has almost 50,000 upvotes. What's the comment say? Did Pinch just sit and watch? It's a shouting match.
So the wall will get built.
But
we may not have an agreement today. We probably won't. But we have an agreement on other things that are really good. Nancy,
hold on. This is a shouting match.
So the wall will get built, but we may not have an agreement today. We probably won't. But we have an agreement on other things that are really good. Nancy, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity.
Nancy looks like she's been beaten down.
In a bipartisan way, to meet the needs of the American people.
Hold on. This is one hell of a shouting match, I gotta say. We're 20 minutes into this, and I really feel like... I like how the camera can't sit still. Okay.
I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown. You have the White House, a Trump shutdown. You have the White House, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the votes. You should pass it right now.
No, we don't have the votes, Nancy, because in the Senate we need 60 votes.
No, but in the House,
and we don't have.
You could bring it up right now.
Yeah, but
today.
I can't get it passed in the House if it's not going to pass in the Senate. I don't want to waste time.
Well, the fact is, you can get it started that way.
The House we could get passed very easily,
okay,
and we do. But the
do it.
problem is the Senate, because we need 10 Democrats to vote, and
that's
they
not
won't
the
vote.
point, Mr. President. The point is that there are equities to be weighed, and we're here to have a conversation.
Why is... I don't understand why all of these hashtag resist never Trumpers are gonna pony up to the neoliberals when Trump is the only fucking politician, as far as I've been alive, that is willing to stand up to both the neoconservatives and the neoliberals. He doesn't give a shit about any of these people. So why is it that these hashtag never Trumpers are all of a sudden, more than happy to pony up to the neoliberals who take donations from corporations just like the Republicans do? I don't understand. Like, Nancy Pelosi is hashtag not your girl. Like, she's not going to help you in corruption.
In a prayerful way, so I don't think we should have a debate in front of the press on this.
Why not? Hold on, why not? Is that a bad thing?
The fact is, the House Republicans could bring up this bill, if they had the votes, immediately, and set the tone for what you want.
If we thought we were going to get it passed in the Senate, Nancy, we would do it immediately. We'd get it passed very easily in the House.
No, that's
We
not
would
the
get it,
point.
Nancy, I'd have it passed in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter, though, because we can't get it passed in the Senate because we need 10 Democrat votes.
Well,
That's the problem.
again, let us have our conversation, then
That's
we can
right.
meet with the press again. But the fact is that legislating, which is what we do,
Right.
you begin.
She's talking down to him.
State your case. That's what the House Republicans could do. if they had the votes. But there are no votes in the House, a majority of votes, for a wall, no matter where you start.
Exactly right. You don't have.
If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session,
Well, then
would
go
be
do
done.
it. Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in
No,
the
don't
Senate.
put it on the Senate, put it on,
course.
put it on the negotiation.
Okay, let me ask you this, and we're doing this in a very friendly manner. It doesn't help for me to take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
not win.
It doesn't help to take that.
Well, hold on. What? Okay. 20 minutes ago, or 20 seconds ago, wasn't she saying that it could win in the House? She just said it will not win. Okay, I'm so confused.
Vote because I'm not going to get the vote
Don't put
of
it
the
on
Senate. I
Senate,
need
Mr.
10
President.
senators. That's
Mr.
the problem.
President, you have the White House, you have the Senate.
I have the
you
White House. The White House
of
is done, and the House would give me the vote if I wanted it. But I can't because
you
I need,
can't-
Nancy, I need 10
can't.
votes from Chuck.
No,
All right,
Mr.
let me say
President,
something here.
Let me just say one thing. The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do. And we
Well,
need
let's
border
take the
security.
vote, we'll
Nancy,
find out.
Nancy, we need border security. It's very simple.
Of course we do.
We need border security.
do.
People are pouring into our country, including terrorists. We have terrorists. We caught 10 terrorists over the last very short period of time. 10. These are very serious people. Our border agents, all of our law enforcement has been incredible what they've done. But we caught 10 terrorists. These are people that were looking to do harm. We need the
Okay, we can't. I'm not gonna go look and verify this, but if he's willing to say something that definite, I mean, there's something in that realm of truth that he's saying. I believe him when he said, yeah, we caught 10, maybe it was 9. I don't know. He's probably he's probably lying about the specifics, but they probably are people that do want to do harm. I believe that. I believe the gist of what he's saying. I don't believe the literal truth.
We need, more important than anything, we need border security, of which the wall is just a piece. But it's important. Chuck, did you want to say
Yeah,
something?
here's what I want to say. We have a lot of disagreements here.
Okay, and here's the thing. He handled that very well. He remembered that like Chuck didn't have to sit here and bug him to get his word in. Like he remembered that Chuck wanted to say something, and so he's going to turn to Chuck now.
The Washington
That was pretty good. That was pretty. I like the way he handled that.
Post today gave you a whole lot of Pinocchios because they say you constantly misstate how much the wall is built, how much of the wall is built, and how much is there. But that's not the point here. We have a disagreement about the wall,
Washington
whether
Post.
it's effective or not. Not on border security, but on the wall. We do not want to shut down the government. You have called 20 times to shut down the government. You say, I want to shut down the government. We don't. We want to come to an agreement. If we can't come to an agreement, we have solutions that will pass the House and Senate right now and will not shut down the government, and that's what we're urging you to do. Not threaten to shut down the government,
you don't
because you,
wanna
let me
shut
just
down the
finish,
government, Chuck.
because you can't get
The
your
last
way.
time you shut it down, you
Yeah,
got
let me
killed.
say something, Mr. Say my way or we'll shut down the government. We have a proposal that Democrats and Republicans will support to do a
I will say that Chuck is shouting more than Trump is here.
CR that will not shut
So
down the
so far of the 4 minutes I've watched.
government. We urge you to take it.
And if it's not good border security, I
It
won't
is
take it.
very good border
And if it's not
security.
good border security, I won't take it.
It's what the
Because when you look at these numbers of the effectiveness of our border security, and when you look at the job that we're doing
You
with our
just said
military.
it is effective.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, you just said it's
Without a
effective.
wall, these are only areas where you have the walls.
We wanna do
Where
this-
you have walls, Chuck, it's effective. Where you don't have
Wait a
walls,
sec.
it
Let's
is
call
not
a halt
effective.
to this.
Yeah.
Let's call a halt to this.
It seems like he's shouting more than Trump is.
We've come
And Trump specifically said that the men and women that like the immigration, or what is it, the Borders and Customs Security, the people they've been hiring have been doing a good job. But I think Trump's point is that there's only so much they can do without the wall.
here as the first branch of government. Article 1, the legislative branch. We're coming in good
Why is she giving him a civics lesson right now? I just don't understand why. Pelosi's talking down to him.
faith to negotiate negotiate with you about how we can keep the government
Open.
We're gonna keep it
the
open if
American-
we have border
the
security.
American-
If we don't
okay.
have border security,
I'm
Chuck,
with you.
we're not gonna keep it
I'm
open.
with you. We are gonna have border security.
And it's the same board,
Effective.
you're bragging about what has been done.
By us.
We want to do the same thing we did last year, this year. That's our proposal. If it's good then, it's good now, and it won't shut down the government.
Chuck, we can build a
But that's
much
it.
bigger
Let's-
section
let's
with more
debate-
money.
let's debate in
We have
private,
taken this
okay?
conversation
Yeah,
to a
let's
place
debate in private.
That is devoid, frankly, of fact, and we can.
We need
dispel
border
that.
security. I think we all agree that we need border security.
Yes,
Is that
we
right?
do.
Good.
We do.
See, we get along. Thank you, everybody.
It was some shouting match.
You say border security and the wall. Can you have border security without the wall?
You need the wall. The wall is a part of border security.
Defining what it means to have border security.
Yeah, we need border security. The wall is a part of border security. You can't have very good border security without the wall, no.
That's simply not true.
Just
That
kidding.
is a political promise. Border security is a way to effectively honor our
And
responsibility.
the experts say you can do border security without a wall, which is wasteful and doesn't solve the problem.
Fuck you, Chuck.
Totally solves
But
the
I don't
problem.
wanna take this,
And it's very
unfortunately,
important.
this has spiraled downward when we came at a place to say, how do we meet the needs of American people who have needs? The economy.
Well, you really don't give a shit about the American people, Nancy, because all you do is you take bribe money. If you go and you take Nancy's salary from the government that she's had over the years, and you compare that to her net worth, it's like 20 times her salary. Like, it's obvious that this woman is making a killing being a politician, and over the course of her career, I mean, look at where we are now. I mean, there are people spewing across the border. We're just now recovering from a severe economic downturn. This is all under like the period of time where she's served as a public official. So I really don't believe that this woman's got the best interest. And obviously I know that she's not responsible for all of the negative things that have happened under her, years as a civil servant. Okay, I get it. But the point of what I'm saying is that this woman, she's very good at saying the things that she thinks people wants to hear. Not what she actually, and she's a snake. She changes her beliefs according to what she thinks Americans want.
People are losing their jobs, the market's in a mood, our members are already
Well,
left
we have
their
the
office.
lowest unemployment that we've had in 50 years.
Yeah, she can't say that people are losing their jobs. See, this is like a generic attack that she's used to using. And Trump's very good about coming back and saying you're kind of wrong.
People of,
And I don't know why Chuck's laughing, because he's telling the truth.
Republican Party are losing their offices now because of the transition. People are not, the morale
And we've gained
is
in the
not-
Senate. Nancy,
the
we've
morale
gained in the Senate. Excuse me, did we win the Senate?
is
We
not
won
in
the Senate.
When the president brags that he won North Dakota and Indiana, he's in real trouble.
When
I did.
Let me say this.
We did win
Let me say this.
North Dakota and
This is the
Indiana.
most unfortunate thing.
Is there a problem with winning Indiana and North Dakota? Like
We came in here,
I don't okay. Like he's obviously very demeaning.
good
I would say of the people who's being immature here, like Trump is being much more mature about the situation than Chuck Schumer is. Almost definitely, I would say.
and we're entering into.
And Pence wants no part of this administration. Pence really just does not want to be here.
This kind of
I would be shocked if Pence ran with Trump in 2020. I think Pence really doesn't want to be here.
discussion.
Pence thought this would move his political career in a direction that would be positive, and he really bit off more than he could chew, I think.
Public view.
But it's not bad,
Let
Nancy.
us- No, no.
It's
but
called
it's-
I don't want to listen to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer's obviously, like, to me, I would say that Chuck Schumer's being much more petty about the situation than Trump's being, I would say. Comey had no right to be FBI because he's a Democrat. I don't believe that actually happened. I really have my doubts about this one. President Donald Trump took aim at, just totally expose his partisan stand. Okay, well, I don't really want to fucking read that. By urging his fellow Democrats to take back the White House 2020. In other words, he has been a Democrat. Comey had no right heading the FBI anytime, especially after his mind exploded. Well, nowhere did he. Well, I guess the head of the FBI is supposed to be nonpartisan, and Trump is implying that the Comey's an extremely partisan guy. Everybody hated Comey until Trump kicked him out. An attack on our values, which Trump apparently took to mean that Comey is no longer a Republican, which he was known to be in the past. James Comey just totally exposed his partisan stance by urging not only did Trump accuse Comey of going blue, he said that made him unfit for his old job. Well, the crux of the issue is that establishment GOP and establishment Democrat are the same fucking thing. That's the problem. So it's not even he went blue. He was always blue because being an establishment Republican is just like being a. I don't know of any at this point in time. I don't know of any non-establishment Democrat at all. I couldn't tell you. I don't think they exist. Let's see. No, partisans. He's saying that Comey's unfit to be FBI director because he's too partisan. For his decision to not recommend charges against Hillary Clinton because he's a fucking he should definitely for a personal email server. Evidence is coming out that Hillary Clinton set up her quote unquote personal email server as a way to for people to do the pay to play system that she had in place when she was Secretary of State. A DOJ inspector for General Comey's decision to make a public statement about time allegedly also grew frustrated at failure to comply with a request to publicly announce that Trump had not been under investigation by the FBI during their probe of a Russian election. At the time, Trump had not been under investigation. So this is just a bunch of bullshit. Let's see. Partisan stance may come unfit for his. Lisa Page, whose anti-Trump text message caused concern over institutional bias against Trump, which there's a fucking shitload of institutional bias against Trump. Holy fucking shit. Every single major media outlet hates Donald fucking Trump. That's kind of a big deal. And others, okay, thank you. Free Rec, no, he was Republican, now he's an independent. This is exactly what he wants, for people to not challenge his premise that Democrats aren't allowed. It has nothing to do with being Democrat. He's saying he's partisan. Okay. It made Democrats look like the grown-ups. Really? Where? At this meeting? Where Chuck Schumer sounded like a fucking pissed off motherfucker? I completely disagree with this take, honestly. Flicked a folder and scare pay. Reportedly, hold on. Tears into Republican colleagues during Google hearing. If you want positive search results, do positive things. I mean, there are a number of positive things that this administration's achieved. Evidence-based conversation. This is also tiring. Okay. It's okay. Here I can analyze this one. This one's pretty easy. Okay. So, let's see. Because they work, and opposing them because they go on welfare. Okay, so number of visa on welfare. So there's this. Census confirms 63% of non-citizens on welfare. 4.6 million households are on welfare. Okay, so there's this. There's this aspect of the conversation. And then there's another aspect of the conversation that the ones that are working aren't trained to do quote unquote good jobs. So they have to take the menial labor jobs. Okay, so that leaves poor, I almost said white people, poor Americans how do I put this? They want minimum wage because they are citizens, and that is what they are told that they deserve. And so it is easier to pay immigrants under the table at like $5 an hour or $4 an hour than it would be to hire an American at $7.25 here in Oklahoma. So you can pay an illegal immigrant under the table to do a job cheaper than you could pay, an American to do the job, and then you could like tax evade and do all kinds of stuff. So that's the kind of false dichotomy that I'm going to kind of disprove the false dichotomy that this article is creating here. It's two different kinds of immigrants, not Schrodinger's. Schrodinger's, if I pronounce it, it's not Schrodinger's. I think it's Schrodinger's. Schrodinger's. I can't. I'm a truck driver, guys. I'm stupid. It's two different, and it's not one. It's not. There's not just one narrative on immigration. It's a double-edged sword. There's people that come in here to live off welfare, because they aren't trained enough to get any kind of job. Because the other immigrants that come in take all the jobs. It's not just one immigrant. One kind of immigrant exists to protect millionaires and billionaires. That's a hot take. Okay. There are good articles that the politics subreddit really just doesn't fucking, they don't pay attention to them. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's go to my favorite subreddit. The American way or the French way? Let's see. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Fix the economy or fucking die, bitch. What? Find me a capitalist boot to like. I'm way more comfortable with that. I just don't understand. What is this? Okay. Well, I don't understand. Like, yeah. If you don't vote, you can't complain, which is a pretty fair statement. And French people, the guy that they voted for, like, did something like way out of line, and so they're rioting. Like, no one in America has done anything close to what Macron's doing. It's a false dichotomy. French cowards surrender. For sale rifle dropped once, never fired. Cheese eating surrender cowards. I don't understand the for sale rifle dropped once, never fire. I don't understand. To fix or die levels of anger. Well, that will never happen because capitalism creates excessive amounts of wealth unseen before by humanity. It will never happen as long as our system remains majority capitalistic. I'm sorry. Okay. My mom, and I guess it'll be okay to delve into personal matters. My parents aren't exactly well off. And my mom's got, it used to be like a late model car. It's 2014. She's got like a decent car. It gets her from A to B. It's not some broke down piece of trash like I drive. They've got a flat screen TV. What else? Everyone in my family's got like a cell phone and high speed internet, and they eat out a lot. Okay, so you can't tell me that poor Americans are living like in squalor, because like the shitty levels that poor people in America live at are infinitely better than any of the levels of poverty experienced in Soviet Russia. Like, I'm sorry. Any Soviets or any socialist state ever. I cannot drive that home enough. Fighting each other instead of the corrupt system. Well, the problem is that the corrupt system over here is working great. Okay, the corrupt system in France apparently seems like it's not going so well. We will not revolt. I felt that we've protested more than we ever did during the radical 1960s. Let's try this. Have been accepted as a part of a voluntary program to leave the company. What? Wait, what? Have been accepted as a part of a voluntary to leave the company. Let's see. Maybe Verizon's not doing so well, and Verizon itself didn't get a $4 billion tax cut. I don't think there should be income tax. So that didn't eventually result in benefit turnaround to screw the very people who paid for it. Neoliberals, when they see that rioting working class people actually pose see. Well, you guys don't actually want to fight the neoliberals, so XD. The American government watching the American people watching as the French government buckles to the demands of French rioters. That's not true. The American government isn't fucking worried about Americans rioting because we've got a beautiful capitalistic system that creates obscene amounts of wealth. Not just for the upper class either. Not just for the middle class either. It trickles down. I lowered the top income. Did that happen? I really don't know. I don't know if that happened. Here, let's filter by top. Yeah, we'll do the Panama Papers. Came out and revealed that all the rich people in the world are part of an enormous growth. Let's see. Yeah, because look, we're still happy. Like, even they're doing all this awful things, and we're still like pretty well off, honestly. Didn't kill it. The economy killed millennials. If you're a broke millennial, that's your own fault, honestly. If you're in debt, it's your own fault. The American system didn't do this to you. You did it to yourself. If you work a shitty job, that's your own fault. Kept them from buying homes. If you don't save up money to buy a home, that's your own fault. I'm sorry. If you live in New York State and you can't fucking buy a house because everything's too goddamn expensive and you don't want to move, then it's your own fucking fault. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I shouldn't say I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Well, minimum wage, I mean, like, they can still fire you because there's someone that will work more than minimum effort. Starting to suspect. Okay, well, but the minimum effort is like probably more than you're willing to give for that job. So the minimum effort that they require is probably not your idea of minimum effort. Economists are starting to suspect that unions were a better deal than textbooks made them out to be. People with power and money conspire to create an economic situation that, at the expense of the workers who made their success possible. I mean, at the expense of the workers. That's just a really fucking cynical way to look at the situation as far as I'm concerned. I don't feel like, I mean, okay, here, I'm going to give you some fucking context. Because people at late stage capitalism really don't fucking understand. I borrowed $4,600 from my parents to go to a school so I could get a certification that allowed me to immediately turn around and get a job that paid $70K a year. And I had enough money in my savings to leave that job because I didn't like it, to go get another local job so I can stay home. Well, I'm currently unemployed because I need to go get an endorsement on my license to do another sector in this industry. But if I wanted to, I could go back to that other decently high-paying job, $70K a year. Nothing to sneeze at. And anybody can go do this. Anybody in the United States that can pass a DOT physical can go and do what I've done to better my life and force myself. I woke up one day a year ago and decided that I was tired of being poor, and I figured out a way to get myself out of that situation, and I did it. So anybody that doesn't do what I do and just do what they like if you have kids when you can't afford them, that's your own fucking fault. It's immediately your fault. You're poor. I'm sorry, you fucked up. If you smoke weed all the time and you're still poor, it's your own fucking fault. Save that money. You don't need to smoke weed. I mean, I know at some point you've got to you got to give yourself a break and take the load off your own shoulders, but you can't sit there and bitch about the system 24/7. Okay. Absolutely true. I don't know. It's whatever. You're retarded. This is just a stupid fucking. This is so fucking dumb. Okay. Rich people get rich because they don't spend the money they have on stupid shit they don't need. They only spend the money that they have when they can afford to lose it. You will never be rich working $15 an hour, 40 hours a week, and blowing your paycheck on stupid shit you don't need. You will never accumulate wealth. If you buy a car you don't need, if you spend money on alcohol at a bar all the time, if you're constantly, I don't know, I mentioned weed. What's another thing? If you rent a luxury apartment, if you spend more than $400 a month on rent, and you're not like, because $400 a month is about what a mortgage costs on like a decent starter home. So why would you want to spend $400 a month on something to rent when you could be spending if you're spending more than $400 a month on rent, then you need to fucking either get out of that situation or you need to find a way to cut your expenses so you can save up enough money to have a mortgage, honestly. That's just how I feel. I mean, this it's almost like poor people don't understand how money works. Yeah, let's check this one out. Please let me vote for the Democrats. They exist in the frightened imaginations of Republicans because they keep voting for the real ones and they never do anything. Yeah, sorry. Welcome to neoliberalism. I love that when the stock market goes up, it means absolutely nothing for those who aren't rich. And when the stock market, it means we lose our jobs. Yeah, because you didn't fucking invest in the stock market and you blew your money on stupid shit you didn't need. Good job. Let's see. From the ally, yeah, that's, I mean, and the good news is we're producing more of our own oil. But you guys want to tax those oil companies, so I really don't know. Like, we're trying to have less dependence on foreign oil, but you want to like make it too expensive for them to like operate. So I don't know. To demonize policies like you're not killing support for those ideas. It's okay to be socialist. I don't understand how that makes it okay to be socialist at all. I don't understand his logic. And complete training so I could fix my cable because it was faster than being on hold with customer service. That's a funny joke. Haha. Now you make 40. What does a cable technician make? Like a cable installer. I don't know what they make. They probably make decent money. The Holocaust was legal. That's why they were tried as war criminals. Okay, XD. Slavery was legal. Yeah, we fought an entire war to stop that stuff. Segregation is legal. I mean, at the time, sure, but we fixed it. Hiding Jews was criminalized. Freeing slaves was criminalized for a time, but we fixed it. Protesting racism was criminalized. I'm going to use shit from 50 years ago, 60 years ago to justify me being a broke sack of shit. Russian and Chinese millionaires can come here freely and purchase as much real estate as they like, yet 5-year-old Latino children are somehow a threat to this country. Because we're totally talking about the 5-year-old children. I can't handle this anymore. I can't do it. I can't handle them. They're too fucking stupid. And they're going to be stupid and they're going to be poor forever. Okay. Well, that about sums up today's high blood pressure. Come back tomorrow for some more fucking high blood pressure. Okay.